Now we are going to know about the transport of minerals in plants. Mineral salts are necessary for plant nutrition. These mineral salts absorbed from soil solution through the root hairs. These salts are absorbed in the form of electrically charged ions. What are the salts? For example, sodium chloride and magnesium sulfate. These salts are not absorbed as NaCl or sodium sulfate. They are absorbed in the form of ions. Sodium chloride is absorbed in the form of sodium plus and Cl minus, that is sodium and chloride ions. In the same way, magnesium sulfate is also absorbed in the form of magnesium ions and sulfate ions. Once ions absorbed into the roots, they travel along with water in xylem vessels. As a leaf falls on the stream of water, it will travel along with water. In the same way, the ions will travel along with the water in the xylem vessels. These ions may pass laterally from xylem to phloem. In the vascular bundle, the xylem vessels and phloem sieve tubes are parallel with each other. We have seen that how the salts are transported in the plant. Now, the food materials synthesized by photosynthesis should transport in the plant. Now, we will see how these food materials will be transported from the point of synthesis to each and every part of the plant. The food materials are synthesized in the leaves of green plants. Particularly, they are sugars. These sugars has to be transported to all living cells. In the leaves, we will see the veins and veinlets. The veins of the leaves consist of xylem and phloem, which are continuous with the xylem and phloem of the stem. Watch this diagram. This is showing the sieve tubes of the phloem. The phloem sieve tubes are extremely small, and the analysis of the contents of sieve tubes is not an easy one. To collect the phloem contents, scientists used the aphids, which are commonly known as green flies. Aphids cluster around the young stem and feed on the plant juices. These aphids have a long and needle-like structure called proboscis. Aphids pierces the proboscis into the young stems of the plant, and the proboscis reaches the phloem and it sucks the phloem contents. An aphid is killed when it is taking feed. Then they will remove the aphid, leaving the hollow proboscis still inserted into the phloem. It is found that because the contents of the phloem are under slight pressure, the fluid from the sieve tubes slowly exudes from cut end of the proboscis. When the fluid content collected from the sieve tube is analyzed, it is found that it contains sugars and amino acids. By this, the scientists conclude that The food materials are transported through the phloem.